What's up, ladies and gentlemen? It's your boy Darth. We're back with some more Queen's Blade Limit Break video content. In this one, we're finally going to do an overview of the brand new game mode and gearing type that they introduced, I want to say a week ago. They've actually introduced quite a few changes and upgrades just in the last week, and that's in addition to the new warrior types and the new damage types and things like that. However, there's a lot to go over here. So what I'm going to do is break it down into two sections. We're going to cover the new game mode first, then we'll cover the second item, which is the gearing option. So the game mode is called Divine Legacies. The gearing option is called Sacred Treasures. Now the two go hand in hand. You obtain your Sacred Treasures by participating in the daily game mode Divine Legacies, and I'm sure there'll be prizes and events and things like that where you can get additional shards and things like that. But because there's quite a bit to go over, I need to break this down into two to kind of keep everything contained within its own area, as well as keep the video shorter than 20 minutes because there's a lot to go over and remind people of. So first up, the game mode, Divine Legacies. Where is it? What is it? How do you participate and things like that? Well, we're going to have to go over a few rules as we talk about this one. The email that they had sent out is gone, so it's greater than 5 days, meaning that I believe this update went out 5 days ago exactly or more. But anyways, in order to participate in this new game mode anyways, they brought back adventurer level requirements as well as server age requirements. So your adventurer level is up here at the upper left-hand corner. You have to be at least adventurer level 80 or 81 plus. So let's just say greater than 80 in order to participate in this event. Now, in order for it to even show up, I think, or even despite your adventurer level, I'm not really sure how they do it nowadays. I've been playing the game for a year and a half. Your server has to be older than 30 days. Two requirements to be able to participate in this feature. You can't be a brand spanking new server, has to be older than 30 days, and your adventurer has to be greater than 80 or 81, somewhere in there. Now, if you don't remember, the only way to get your adventurer level up is to go to Adventure and complete the main story quests, which are a joke. They're very easy, and you can only do so many of them before you reach a next adventurer level, which forces you to use idle rewards and fast battles. So idle rewards, you come in and you use it, and you fill up your adventurer level XP bar. Fast battles do basically the same thing. Now, if you really want to supercharge your adventure level, I would always recommend going on ahead and spending the money right here on this idle benefits reward. Gives you a couple more free attempts and a bunch more purchasable items, helping you reach whatever adventure level you want or want to be a lot faster. So now that we've covered that, we can go into quests down here. Under Explore, you have the brand new game mode, Divine Legacies. Now, I have 5 attempts here. You start off with 5 attempts. However, you can purchase more attempts at I want to say it's 100 gems a piece for a total of 500 gems. Now, these 5 attempts, I've already burned mine for the day, but I kept 5 for the sake of this video, basically, because in order to show you all the ins and outs, I actually have to go into the battle screen. But anyways, I purchased my attempts for 500. You are going to want all attempts possible. The Sacred Treasures are very powerful, they're very useful, and they can be upgraded. Look forward to doing part 2 on Sacred Treasures alone, but in order to get the Sacred Treasures, you have to clear these battle stages in order to get to whatever the required stage is in order to get the shards. What I'm seeing so far, at least in the earlier stages, is that every 10 levels you get a certain amount of shards. Currently it's 50. I hope they increase it the higher the stages, because the difficulty and the requirements change as the higher the stage is as well. At least that's how I see it. And you're going to find out why here in a second. So as you can see, every 10 stages that I've done so far, I was able to get shards. Now you see there are currently 5 Sacred Treasures corresponding to the 5 attributes: mind, physical skill, break, and duel. Although if you go into the sacred treasures here, there is another one here. I don't know what that is. That might be for Ultimate Warriors. We don't really know, but that's not the point. So you compete in these battle stages. Now the battles here are quite familiar. You have the stage setup, you have a team. However, there are requirements to even participate in the battle. This is where a lot of people are having confusion. The requirements are listed right here. You have to include whatever attribute warrior they specify, as well as something that we're not used to seeing, a star level requirement. That's right. The total level of the warriors you include for battle have to be 34 or higher. Now, at lower stages, I'm at a certain stage here. At lower stages, it was slightly lower, but not much more. I want to say it started off at 32, if I remember correctly, for the mind, meaning that you can't just come in here with 5, even though the earlier stages are very easy and clearable. You can't just come in here with 5 5-star warriors, because that's only 25 stars. As you can see here, I need 34. This should actually be familiar, because Sanctum operates very similar. In order to get 3 stars, which is what you need, you have to meet certain battle conditions. You have to deploy a set amount of a certain attribute. You have to win the battle. You have to have so many survive, or whatever the requirements are, in order to participate. And you have 2 teams to do that in. So it's not the first time we've had certain requirements for battle, and it's not going to be the last. This one just differs in the fact that it requires a star level, meaning you are going to have to obtain and rank up warriors in order to participate initially, as well as higher, because the star levels are going up the higher I get into the stages. So you have to have an adventure level. You have to have a server age requirement for this particular feature, because it is very powerful. And now you have to include a set number of warriors and a set star level. So if you don't have a mind warrior, let's say you have a mind warrior at 5-star and a dual warrior at 5-star, and everybody else has, let's say, 10 stars, you're going to meet the star requirement. You just have to meet the star requirement and include these warriors. If you don't, you will not, I repeat, you will not be able to participate in battle, thus not being able to progress in the stages. This is a good and a bad thing. Keep in mind, guys, the whole goal of the game, honestly, they do have you obtaining warriors and ranking them up. It's a huge part of the game. People like me who've been playing the game for a long time benefit from having pulled warriors for a long time. It takes time, guys. You're just going to have to do it. Now, initially, you're only going to have the mind attribute open. Okay, once you clear the first 10 stages, you'll get your first treasure, which is mind. Then the physical stages will open up. You clear the first 10 stages there, and this has already been tested, by the way, by many people, including myself. Once you complete the first 10 stages of physical, skill opens up. And all the battles are pretty much the same. They have their requirements. They want you to include a certain attribute as well as a star level requirement. As you can see here, 35. It all works the same, but every 10 levels it seems you're getting shards. Now again, you fuse these shards into sacred treasures here. We'll keep this one contained to the battle itself. The break and duel did not unlock by having the first 10 stages of all 3 of these completed. At least it didn't for me. I don't know what it is for you, so I'm going to tell you the way it happened for me. I had to go in and go to stage 20 with at least one of these before the break and duel unlocked. That's to say, unless there was a bug. So you have to complete the first 10 stages of each to unlock the next one. You have to complete stage 20. I did it with the wind attribute. Once I completed stage 20, so I'm going to assume you could do either or. If it were me, I'd just go ahead and take fire to 20. These opened up. Now, the battle's different at the earlier stages from the first 3 versus the break and duel. So if you notice, the battles consist of one team for mind, physical, and skill. Break and duel do not work that way. They're actually multi-team battles, okay? You have to come in here, and you see I have the star requirement. I can't battle. Okay, you have to have both teams set up and equipped with warriors. Now, the good news is the star requirement is carried between both teams, as well as the physical or the attribute specific requirement. You can have a combination between the two teams. It doesn't stop at just two teams. I've noticed that since I started doing the break, and I'm at stage 20 and I'm going to continue to go, is that every other level the requirements change. The first stage has 2 teams, the second stage actually has 3 teams. That's the way it's been working out. So break and duel are different. They have more team requirements. Now, I don't know, because I haven't passed higher stages of the mind, physical, and skill. They could go to multiple teams as well, 2 or 3 teams higher up in the stage level, but for now, the 3 main attributes have 1 team, and the break and duel have anywhere from 2 to 3 teams to battle with. Now, that is pretty much it. Every time you clear a stage, though, you're going to get these currencies here. Tuning stones, used to tune sacred treasures, used to upgrade sacred treasure materials. I'm going to cover that when I go into the actual sacred treasures item. But what I would say is, because you got to start off with the mind attribute anyways, is buy your 5 attempts, clear the first 10 stages, unlock this one. Physical should unlock once you clear the 10 stage. You're going to have your first treasure. Unlock your second one. Do the 10 stages of physical, 10 stages of skill, and get all 3 of these treasures leveled up, because you can equip them to your warriors. Equipping them provides new skills for your warriors. Now, I know I want to cover it in the next one, but keep in mind, just a tip, that I'm going to preview of the next video, your warriors have to be 10 star to equip them. So, what I would do is unlock all 3 of these. Once you unlock all 3 of these, keep in mind there is a resonance bonus. Now, they can't see it from here, but the resonance bonus here is once you unlock these, all 3 of them at 1 star, you get an attack and HP bonus. Rank 2, you get another attack and HP bonus. Rank 3, and so forth. So unlocking each one doesn't hurt. You'll be able to equip them, and you're going to be able to get bonuses. So go in, and then once you've cleared all 10 stages of all 3 and unlocked them, pick probably fire and go to 20. Going to 20 should unlock the break and duel. Then work on unlocking the break and duel so you get the full benefit of at least having the resonance. The dual attribute isn't as helpful as the other sacred treasures, so we'll cover that in the next one. So, in summary, we have a new game mode. You have to have an adventurer requirement, you have to have a server requirement. Under quest, you're going to come under explore every day, and you're going to burn your 5 attempts. If you can afford to get 5 more, keep in mind every 10 stages you get shards towards a relic. We'll talk about the upgrade process in the next video. Unlock each one of them subsequently to 10. Take 1 to 20. I recommend the fire because it's the most universal shard next to skill, sacred treasure I mean. These 2 are the most universal ones that can be equipped to anybody and useful. Then go back, work on the break to 10, duel to 10, and then go back and focus on whichever one you want. Now, which one I would recommend focusing on, I'll cover that in the next video, which is a sacred treasure video. Keep in mind you have a attribute and a star requirement in order to participate in battle. So, you're going to have to obtain warriors, and you're going to have to upgrade warriors. You're not just going to be able to come in here with 5 5-star warriors and battle. You will have to upgrade warriors in order to do that. Not only are you going to have to upgrade warriors, but if you don't meet the star requirement and you still have duel, you're not going to be able to participate until you do. That creates a level of complexity for newer players. Guys, we've been playing the game a long time. Me and my friends, my server's very old. We have warriors. It's just going to take time for you to get there. So, what I want to do is hear from you guys. Let me know, what do you think of this new game mode? The sacred treasures you can't really comment on in this one here, but they are very useful and powerful in terms of what they do for you. But in order to obtain them, you have to be able to participate in this daily activity. Participation in this daily activity is limited by how many warriors you have of any given attribute and how far you've ranked them up. Keep in mind, you can't go wrong because they're leaning into that theme. Under the Ascension tab, it's all about obtaining the warriors and leveling them up for massive, massive bonuses. They're really leaning into obtaining as many warriors as you can. I'm going to cover that in a separate video as well because I want to talk about this shift that they have made to where you can no longer just get by with just having a one team of specific warriors. With that, I'm going to leave you until part 2. We'll cover the actual sacred treasures, how to gear them, how to level them up, what leveling them up does for you. Sound off in the comment section what you think, how you feel about it. Have you unlocked any of the treasures? What do you think about this particular system to begin with? Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And until part 2, see you in the next one.